Chelsea.
All right.
So, transfer news. Chelsea, in the last 24 hours, have agreed a fee of £40 million flat fee for Alejandro Garnacho from Man United, and a 10% sell-on clause also included. I assume that's 10% of profit rather than just 10% of total future sale, but it's not been clarified. They're also set to sign Facundo Buenote on loan from Brighton, who was at Leicester City last year, and they've lost out on Xavi Simmons to Spurs. So what's going on at Chelsea is they're signing more wingers. It feels like they've signed Garnacho about 3 times already this summer.
And they've already signed Gittins, and Esteval's made his switch. So they've got wingers coming. And they've also
agreed deals for like Quenda and stuff for next year.
Yeah.
So they've got loads of wingers coming in. But the Buenote thing, I'm assuming, is in reaction to not getting Simmons. Because the idea has been reportedly at Chelsea that they're going to sign both Garnacho and Simmons. That they're separate deals. But Simmons has now gone to Spurs, which we'll touch on in a bit. But so I think they've just got a stopgap, for example, before they bring in one of their many wingers on loan again next summer.
Yeah, unless there's something more serious with the Palmer injury that we've not heard about. I mean, it didn't look like much, but to go and get a emergency loan from Brighton, someone who was rumoured to go to Leeds, there's got to be something more to it, surely, than...
It's going to be a squad player, isn't it? Like, I feel like in terms of who they're playing... On the right wing, Esteval's look good, and they've got Palmer, who obviously can play on the right wing. In the number 10, they also still have Cole Palmer, who's good in the 10. They've got Alejandro and Garnacho and Gittins on the left. They've got, well, not Nico Jackson anymore, but they've got, like, who's up front for them? Delap and Pedro. And Pedro can also play as a secondary striker as well. So they have options. So I think the Buenote thing is just the case of getting an extra body in, because they're gonna go for all 4 competitions again, and it's just the Chelsea way.
Just stockpile talent.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I feel like a lot of clubs are learning that there's so many games you need a big squad. Like, you look at Arsenal last year, went in with the smallest squad in the Premier League and just got torn apart by injury. So they've gone and added like 7 players. I think most clubs are sort of taking that approach now.
Yeah, and for him, do you think it's just a case of they've come in and gone, hey, you want to come play Champions League for a year? Because it doesn't feel like it's the world's best career move. And maybe it is. Maybe he breaks through at Chelsea and he's fantastic. But like, he was on loan at Leicester City last season, who got relegated pretty shockingly. But he was one of Leicester's better players. And he was okay at Brighton before he was then obviously loaned to Leicester City. So it might just be a case of it's an opportunity for him to go and play Champions League for a year and then maybe use it as a platform. Because I don't think there's any sort of option to buy or anything. Not that I've read.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised it wasn't like a Strasbourg buy with a Chelsea loan or one of them, because they were going to do that for the other Brighton guy.
Yeah, Enciso and
Enciso. Yeah.
I mean, that's it.
I don't know what Laurie thinks, but surely if you're a player like Buenote and you're rumoured to go to Leeds on loan, where you'll play every week, surely that's a better career move than sort of bench warming and floating around the Champions League club.
Is it just do you think Chelsea have given him more money?
But if it's a loan, surely it'll just stick with whatever wage he's on.
Or maybe
unless it's a nice little wage.
I was about to say maybe there's some nice tidy bonuses in there as well.
They've got this weird winger fetish at Chelsea.
They do. I mean, Maresca today in his press conference was asked about Garnacho, and he was like, yeah, he's somewhere in the building, because they've not announced him yet. But Maresca in his press conference went, yeah, I know, he's somewhere here in this building, I'm not quite sure where, but I need wingers. So he literally said today that he just needs wingers. And they've got enough wingers.
I do actually believe, though, that is a good signing for Chelsea.
40 million for Garnacho.
Yeah, I do.
I think it's actually quite cheap, I think.
It is.
When you consider that sort of like your Langas are going for 55 mil, if he wasn't being exiled by United and it was actually people fighting to get him, he's probably worth a bit more than that.
I would say talent for talent, pound for pound, he's probably more talented than Elanga. In fact, I would say
he is more talented than Elanga.
So for 40 million, I think that's a good move for Chelsea. Also, I think with Garnacho, I think he has something to prove. I think things didn't go right at Man United. I think a lot of that is down to him, because I think he strikes me as being quite an immature individual. And when I say that, I'm trying not to be too malicious when I say that. I've just seen things like this before with young players where his maturity level is not quite there yet. So Chelsea might be getting him at a good time. He's entering into that phase of his career now where he needs to step up. You've got World Cup year coming up for Argentina. I think that's quite a shrewd move from Chelsea, even though, as I said, they seem to have a winger fetish.
It's a fee that I see as a very compromise fee. Mm-hmm. So United wanted around 50 for him. So he wanted 50 to 60 in January. But obviously that makes sense. Like when it's a key player in a January move, you always inflate the price because you go, you're buying in mid-season, so you've got to overpay. Chelsea then said no, but although Garnacho was open to the Chelsea move, or from Chelsea, and then we were like, okay, 50 million for the summer, and then he ended up being part of the exiled squad. He's not played, he's not fit, he's just been training alone at Carrington, like away from the main team squad. So United have no leverage, or very little leverage.
Is he one of the stragglers that Luke Shaw referred to?
Potentially.
What do they call it?
So,
The bomb squad, they call it.
I don't like the phrase the bomb squad because everyone goes dubbed the bomb squad, and I'm like, who dubbed them the bomb? There's not. I literally tried finding it. There's not a single source of them ever being called bomb squad, because the logic is they got bombed out of Old Trafford, and I go, what does that mean? What does bombed out of Old Trafford even mean? I don't know. But regardless, yeah.
Luke Shaw did make reference to what he called stragglers. Now we've got the stragglers out, he said, we're going to be different.
I know. I think that might just be people who weren't like kind of subscribing to Amarim's thoughts process or whatever, or didn't want to play the instructions
let's be honest,
given. Which Garnacho will be one of them.
Yeah.
For better or for worse, either way. But United wanted 50. Chelsea was saying 25. So 40 is very much in the middle ground.
I think that's a good deal for
Chelsea. It's a good deal for Chelsea, and it's also United's highest ever sale of an academy player, and like fourth.
Can you claim
most
him
expensive
academy
ever sale?
You bought him.
We bought him when he was like 50, but he was in our academy for like 3 years before we signed him. Like Cheeto still counts as one of our
we can claim
players.
like Bellerin and Fabregas and that.
Well, did they?
Is Fabregas Hale End?
Did Fabregas play a minute of senior football before he signed for you?
I don't think so.
So, for example,
I don't think
Ahmad's not an academy graduate because he played for Atalanta, then for our under-21s. But Garnacho was Atletico under-14s to United under-16s.
I'm claiming Fabregas then.
Yeah. Well, you can claim for sure. in terms of PSR rules, it counts because his first minute of senior football was under contract.
200k? So you're
for
booking like
Garnacho?
40 mil pure profit.
Yeah.
Which is good
it was
for your financial situation.
420 grand we signed him for from Atletico Madrid.
I think it's fair to say though he's not anywhere near his ceiling yet. Like I said,
no.
there's a disparity between his talent level and his maturity level. Once that gap closes, you're going to see that he's got very talented
it's a very it's a deal that could become very good for Chelsea.
And I also think as well on that I think Maresco is the kind of guy that will get him in line, because Maresco strikes me as a kind of no-nonsense manager.
He needs to be kind of put in line and almost given...
100%.
Yeah.
And Maresco looks like the type of guy that can do that.
Yeah, no, for me as a United fan, I'm sad to see him go, because it was when he was like an unproblematic substitute, his first and his second season, where he'd come on in the 65th minute and then just cause havoc. He just run. It's one of his traits that he has that's very good, is he just runs and he runs and he runs and he runs and he keeps going and he keeps going. And when he was a substitute coming on, like 18, 19 years old, it's fantastic. But it's just ultimately, it's not worked out.
His issue at Chelsea is going to be similar to what it was at United, funny enough, game time, because we've already said the amount
his
of
issue at
wingers
United wasn't game time. It was the fact that he wasn't being played in the role that suits him best, which is right on the touchline. Right. Like, think about where Cunha plays now versus where Garnacho was playing. Garnacho was right on the touchline, which then blocked. I know you spoke about this before. Is that he then blocks Dorgu, so then Dorgu then plays further back, which means our whole system is.
But I thought he'd been quite public about not getting game time.
Well, he didn't get game time in the final.
Right.
There was specifically he didn't start or come off the bench until too late in the Europa League final.
Which, funny enough, I do agree with him about.
It is true. So the whole situation, it is what it is. Dev has pointed out that Chelsea also have Paez.
Kendry Paez.
Paez, is that how you say it?
Well, someone came out from his nation and was like, he has everything to be better than Messi. Which I think is a little bit.
I think every nation says that about someone.
But
yeah,
him and Estevao are meant to be.
Yeah, it's just
unreal.
Chelsea coming out, Chelsea finding all these talents here and there, and they seem to just spawn in every season. It's like a proper football manager. For finding, it's like going into the code and writing your own football manager regens and put them in your squad. That's what Chelsea do. But continue on Chelsea and kind of Tottenham. Tottenham have announced the signing of Xavi Simmons from RB Leipzig.
I've got to stop you there.
Sure it's official.
Two things. One,
all right.
It's not Simmons. It's
do you want the hosting duties as well?
No. I'm saying is I'm not having a go at you. But I've been told that.
No, go on.
A, it's Simons. And two, he now wishes to be known going forward as Xavi.
You've mentioned that before, actually, yeah.
So
just
Xavi. I'm not having
fair enough.